a man's success in the dating world often boils down to how well he can understand women. Unfortunately for many men, they don't realize that women communicate differently. Men mainly rely on verbal communication. They understand each other through words, whereas only 18% of a woman's communication is verbal. The other 72% consists of non-verbal cues, such as the position of her arms, the angle of a line of sight in relation to the northern star, and this low-frequency humming from her lips. Because of such differences in communication styles, it is important for men to be able to learn what women really mean in their online dating profiles. Let's start with the first one. I'm not your average Asian girl. We have to recognize that this is a smart phrase to have on a dating profile. It kills two birds with one stone. On the surface, what she's saying is that she doesn't fit the stereotype of an Asian girl. She's not cheap, easy or subservient. She's career-driven, she's well-traveled, speaks with a Western accent. But at the same time, she's affirming her Asianness, advertising her Asianness to the man reading her profile. By that I mean to the non-Asian man reading her profile. In other words, she's having her cake and eating it too. If you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best. For some reason, this always appears on the profiles of women over the age of 30, and it's just sad, because then what she's really trying to say is that she's at her worst most of the time and her best apparently isn't that great. Yes, I know that it's a quote from Marilyn Monroe, but women who use this quote need to realize that Marilyn Monroe is the most iconic sex symbol in recent history. And being a single 34-year-old woman on a dating app, probably not quite on the same level as Marilyn Monroe. Wanderlust, or if you want to get all technical about it, Wanderlust. What she's saying is, I have travelled alone once. And when I said alone, I meant always having at least one male traveller accompanying me at all times. It's just a really unimaginative and cliché phrase to have on your dating profile. I mean, who doesn't like to travel? Being a traveller these days is kind of like the new well-educated now that university education has been commoditized. It's all about signaling a person's worldliness and her having enough time and money to do nothing but travel. Photos with white people. It's kind of a combination of not your average Asian girl and Wanderlust. Basically, it's the same reason why Chinese companies hire token white guys as spokespeople. No boring guys or conversations, please. What you need to know is, she's boring. Because it takes two hands to clap. Only boring people get bored. Interesting people, or people who at least know how to have interesting conversations, will never get bored. But what is more worrying is her sense of self-entitlement. She expects men to entertain her. Yes, sure, men should take responsibility for doing the chasing, but if she expects us to entertain her throughout and have nothing else to offer in return other than sex, then maybe she's not quite worth the effort. Photos of herself and her kid. What she's not telling you is, maybe you can also provide for this kid whom you have zero inclination, biological or social, to provide for. And I'm looking for a nice guy. The father to this kid wasn't so nice. You're a nice guy, right? Maybe I'll let you have sex with me if you provide for this kid who was created from the sperm of the guy who wasn't so nice. Look, I know single mothers have it really tough, but for you as a guy who's just trying to date, there are other choices out there, right? Quirkiness. Some girls are genuinely quirky with fresh and original ideas. They can just make funny shit up on the spot. And I find that really attractive. But what I specifically mean here are girls who are vapidly quirky. They're just spouting memes or cliché quirky stuff plucked from the internet. Basically any combination of bacon, unicorns, ninjas or rainbows. And this is quite a sad case because it usually stems from a place of low self-esteem. Girls like this probably didn't grow up very good looking or like super smart. So they had to find a niche, personality-wise, to get some attention. And, well, they decided to fill it up with rainbows, unicorns, and bacon and ninjas. I don't know why. But what other online dating cliches are you sick of? Let us know in the comments below or through an email, and we'll see if we can decipher them. And if you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with like-minded friends. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back with a new episode soon. Goodbye.